Well, we've known about it, we've been waiting, and it's finally here. Steel Vengeance, everybody, coming to Cedar Point in 2018. Probably the best ride at the park coming there, so probably the best RMC. And yeah, so this thing was announced August 16th, along with three other Cedar Fair coasters, but 4 other roller coasters. And yeah, I just, every time I look at this, it's just incredible. It's insane. Okay, so I'm gonna go jump ahead, and I'm gonna go jump into the stats, and then we're gonna jump into the layout and theming. So ride stats, as you can see in these photos, it's 205 feet tall, 74 miles an hour. It has a 200-foot drop after the 205-foot height. By like default, it has a crazy drop. It has 4 inversions. It's 5,740 feet. It has a duration of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It has a height requirement of 48 inches. It's running 3 trains and 24 riders per train, leading to 1,200 riders per hour. Now, what's interesting is this thing does not just have crazy stats. It also breaks. You know what? This is Cedar Point, man. Why am I surprised that it breaks 15 records? It's the world's tallest hybrid coaster, 205 feet. World's fastest hybrid coaster, 74 miles an hour. World's steepest drop on a hybrid coaster, get this, 90 degrees. Straight down. Number 4, world's longest drop on the hybrid roller coaster, 200 feet. World's longest hybrid roller coaster, 5,740 feet. Most inversions on a hybrid coaster, 4. Fastest airtime hill on a hybrid coaster, 73 miles an hour. I will get to that in just a sec. Most airtime on a hybrid roller coaster, 27.2 seconds. Most airtime on any roller coaster, 27.2 seconds. And the world's first hyper-hybrid coaster. Now, that's only 10 records. That's just the roller coaster. It breaks 5 records for the park itself. It says most steel coaster track in one amusement park, 57,865 feet, otherwise known as 11 miles. Most roller coaster track in one amusement park, 60,423 feet, also known as 11.4 miles. And it also breaks most rides at one amusement park, 71. Most roller coasters over 200 feet at one amusement park, 6. Let's just take a moment to soak that in. Cedar Point has 6 roller coasters over 200 feet. Most amusement parks at most have 1. Some don't even have one over 200 feet. That's insane. Cedar Point just shows that Cedar Point just can't outdo itself. Just like when Valraven was built, Gatekeeper had the tallest inversion, and Valraven had the second tallest inversion. It's just Cedar Point cannot outdo itself. So anyway, getting back to Steel Vengeance, the last record it breaks for the park. Most roller coasters with a first drop of 90 degrees or more at one amusement park. Again, let's soak this in. They have 5 roller coasters that go straight down, or more. Let's see, Wicked Twister, Maverick, Steel Vengeance, Valraven, and Top of the Dragster. That's 5 freaking roller coasters. This is ridiculous. This thing is insane. Okay, so I'm going to jump into layout now. So, looking at some of these pictures. So you go up this initial 105-foot lift hill. So first you're going to go out of the station. Before you go up with this lift hill, you're going to go out of the station, and you're going to go over the transfer track, classic transfer track from Main Street. You're going to take a bank to the right, and you're going to go over the two little bunny hills, the classic RMC little bunny hills. You're going to go over this massive 205-foot lift hill, and you're going to get to the top and plunge 200 feet and 74 miles an hour down a 90-degree drop. Now, I'm going to Now this right here, right after you get this drop, you hit this airtime hill. It's a little like bunny hop. It's like not that high. It's not very tall. It's just a little pop of airtime right before you go into the giant like top hat thing. And this is the fastest airtime hill. It's 73 miles an hour. You are flying. So yeah, after that you go up into this giant top hat, what people are calling it. Then you go down following the original layout, and then you hit this insane outer bank turn. Now this thing looks like it gives the most incredible airtime ever. If you've ever seen an outside banking turn, think of this. If you've ever been on No Limits and you try and bank a bank a piece of track beyond 90 degrees, and it goes the other way instead, if you hit no lateral g-force, that's pretty much this. So basically what it is, it's a giant, instead of banking on the inside of an overbank, it banks on the outside of an overbank. That's pretty dang awesome. So then you would drop down, and then you do a double up thing and go into the first inversion, which this is pretty dang cool. You go into a double up, so you go up, you get a pop of airtime, then you go into this 0G roll uphill thing, and it keeps going into a slight bank turn, and then into like an overbank, and then you go into the second inversion of the ride, which then you twist and you do some kind of, you twist into it and you twist out the same way. So you would twist in for the right, to the right side, and then you would twist out, kind of like something on Wicked Cyclone. And after that, you're going to drop, and you're going to do a double down. You're going to go back up into a pop of airtime, a slight bank to the left, and then pop up into the mid-course brake run. Now, some of you may be saying, a mid-course brake run? Wait, why a mid-course brake run? This is an RMC, man, and this is Cedar Point. They should not be doing this. Now, let me tell you why. Right in the POV, it doesn't look like the brake run slows you down at all. But I think the only reason, and I think they did a great job, and I think this is exactly why they did it. The reason they did this is so they could run 3 trains. If they are only running 2 trains, well, it would lead to Millennium Force lines times 2 or 3. So, yeah. So 3 trains will definitely improve ride capacity and everything. Anyways, moving on. After the brake run, you take a slight bank left turn and plunge down to drop, hitting a little twisted airtime moment, and then a double up, and then you go into some sort of almost like a start of an outer banking turn, and then you dive down the other side because you twist around. Then you go into a high-speed overbank, and you're going to go into your third inversion, which is just a 0G roll, and then you're going to go over 2 consecutive airtime hills, and then into this really interesting thing, which a couple people said, I've seen some people, they're like, oh, it's just another overbank turn. I look at this and I'm like, wow, this is cool. It's towards the end of the ride, and it's a wave turn. That's what it looks like. You go up on the wall and you do a wave turn kind of element, and then you go into your fourth and final inversion, which is another standard 0G roll, and then you're going into another overbank turn, into a little bank, and then let's count this together. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 airtime hills back to back. How about that? You go twisting like some outside airtime, regular airtime hill, airtime hill, airtime hill, airtime hill, airtime hill. What a way to finish off the ride. It just blows my mind. How much airtime this is going to get is going to be insane. Okay, third and final thing, let's talk about theming. Now, the theming of this is decent. They're going to run 3 trains on this ride, one called Blackjack, one called Wild One, and one called Digger, which is the 3, what are they called? The 3 outcasts. And so the teaser, they're back. It was they're back with a vengeance, and basically what it is that Maverick, the three. Okay, so I'm gonna just read this. This is just make it easier for me. They're back, and they're back with a vengeance. Once intimidated and disrespected by the Mustangs of Maverick, Outcast Jackson, Blackjack Chamberlain, Chess, Wild One, Watkins, and Wyatt Digger Dempsey have returned to Frontier Town to right the wrongs done to them and their fellow Frontier Town folk. There are the three are bringing with them a roller coaster forge so big and so bold, an entirely new category of thrill ride has been branded, the Hyper Hybrid, the world's first steel-on-wood hybrid coaster to stand over 200 feet. Mirroring Blackjack's impressive height, Chess's unconventional and wild personality, and Digger's blazing speed of the draw, this new machine is now the force to reckon with. The law-abiding folk of Frontier Town has a new leader, Steel Vengeance. So that's just like a very brief introduction. But basically, the Maverick roller coaster right next to it, that there's actually a Maverick guy, and so he just mistreats these people, and they all come back with a vengeance, and just blowing and obliterating Maverick in the dirt. And that's what I think this ride's gonna do. It's so insanely crazy. It's just I have no words to describe how this looks in the animation. Now, we see it being built, we know about it, we're ready to ride in the 2018 season. This thing looks like it could be the best ride in the park, but we can't be so sure right about now because it's still under construction. This could be the best ride in the park. It could be one of the best roller coasters in the world. It looks like, either way, if it's not the best ride in the park, it could be the, what was I going to say? It could be the best RMC. It's still going to be a fantastic ride. So, anyways, that's all I have for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.